Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 11. I'm going to apologize for the lighting. It is 2 in the morning. I'm at a hotel in Manchester, New Hampshire, and I figured, well, it's Saturday. I'm going to make the video like this. So we'll see how this goes. Before I start talking about the content, just a couple of housekeeping things. Hopefully, at this point, you've decided what you want to do for your final project. Here's hoping that that's going well. Let me know if you have any issues. Week 12 is a little bit confusing because it's outside of the different types of assignment that you've been working on. So just bear that in mind that next week I really want to know about your life as a reader. And also, I don't think I was quite clear about the book that you're choosing. Any book that you like that you think will be popular with teens today. So ideally, it's going to be something pretty current. If there's something that a hill that you would die on, is something that's a few years older or something that you liked that you think would resonate for kids, you can do that, but it needs to be, it can't just be, I wouldn't I wouldn't use, no matter how much I love them, the Betsy Tacy books for this assignment because they will appeal to a certain kind of teen, but we're looking at something that's not going to be a hard sell, basically. Okay. But you don't have to write commentary on that. You're just going to do a review, no spoilers, because these are ones that will actually be something that the rest of us might want to read. So that will be your discussion, your book discussion. We'll just be putting up a review. What else? I feel like there was something else. Oh, a couple of people have had a hard time with collaborating, which I get. It's 6 weeks. It's a hard rollout. But also I wanted to mention that to collaborate, you don't necessarily have to be doing the same project. So if you and someone else have read the same book, but one of you has to do your curriculum connection and one of you has to do your no words, your visual thing, the person who just talk, you can do your one person can do their curricular connection and then they can say, and here is some student work, and then the other person can provide the student work. You can, even if it comes down to it, just ask, if you're doing your literary criticism, just ask, hey, could somebody give me a quote for my literary criticism? And you can quote one of your colleagues. It doesn't have to be we're both working on the same thing. Ideally, you're both working on the same thing at the same time, but I know that that might not be realistic for everybody. So just a couple of things to bear in mind with that. And I'm sorry, I'm going to try to make it crystal clear next summer. I'm sure that will work well. All right. In other news, I have finally printed out all of the essays from the first few weeks. If you hadn't written your essay yet, I need them on paper and I wasn't able to do that. So I will be rolling those out this week. You'll be getting a little bit more robust feedback on those essays. Um, what else? I just finished my 3 grad courses last week, so I did no grading, but you'll be pleased to know that I finished all my coursework and also realized that I'm a pretty good grader compared to my professors. Yikes, it took forever. I'm still waiting on some stuff. Anyway, but I'm not here to complain about that. I'm here to talk about week 11, which is what kids like, nutritious books. Okay, so for the week, watch the video and read the content page. If you don't want to hear about the resources, you may exit now. For those of you who want to hear a little bit about the resources, let's go. So the first and second are both Bridget Alverson, who I just love, and she usually talks about graphic novels. The first one is her 10 graphic biographies, and this is from 2021, and I read pretty much all of these because, well, not the 3 and up, but all of the ones for middle grade and older. They're just fascinating. I knew nothing about Redbone other than their song "Come and Get Your Love" was a banger. Fascinating story. So this is it's a little bit about graphic bios, but then the rest is just a list of resources. Now, and the other one, Eyewitness to History, she goes much deeper into sort of the uses and why first person graphic memoirs are so great. So it's a little more specific, both in her content and in what she's bringing up. And then there's a little bit about specific ones. But this is a terrific article. I would highly recommend taking a look at this one for this week. And then we've got Kelly Jensen. We can't discount nonfiction, right? It exists and it is a part I don't really focus on it. Every once in a while, I think, memoirs like a Dragon Ball, the one from week 7, those I think line up with nonfiction, but there's a lot of really good nonfiction for teens and tweens. So this gives some titles here, and it's also just about the importance of it. All right, then we're looking at, the book bloggers. So I believe that I shared this article. If I didn't, let me know and I'll put a shared link up. This is the New York Times looking at a few years ago, maybe. What was the date on this? 21, 22. Um, so a school district in Tennessee had mouse on the, I want to say, ninth grade curriculum. It doesn't matter. You can read the article and check it off because, the Holocaust, we don't want anything controversial like history in Tennessee. Sorry, Tennessee. Anyway, so this is the New York Times version, and then we also have a more school library specific one from SLJ talking about the same thing. And then we have so it's not just history and English. Sometimes your health teachers might need some help, and also just your kids. I think it's more a middle grade thing, but even in high school, every once in a while, I'll put a book about getting your period on up on a display, and it tends to go because I think that it demystifies things, and it's not just for girls. My 31-year-old son just asked me a question about menstruation the other day, and I was floored that he didn't know. But so it's, an important everyday part of life. We should be aware and make it visible. All right, then this is on the School Library Journal website, which it just told me to, you know, if I I clicked on one of these and it told me if you want to subscribe, it did show me the content. So I don't know. I didn't think this was subscription based, but if you have a subscription, for sure take a look. It's just a really nice resource. So these are all books that tend to be 1984, Romeo and Juliet, Garcia Girls. Let's see, House on Mango Street, Outsiders. They are all books that are in the English curriculum in my high school. So this looks at ways of expanding them by using YA and by using other stuff. So it's a nice look at sort of something maybe you can bring to your teachers. Then, oh, okay. So introduction, speaking of taking things to your teachers. So this is the introduction to integrating young adult literature in the brand new Common Core curriculum. So this is from like 2013. So it's, a little older, but it's what I like about it is it talks about using YA curricularly. And then it's more importantly, it's here because I take this section, which is about American born Chinese, another Jin Yang book, which is in the curriculum at my high school now. And what is great about this is the way that it's broken down. There's a structure to this, which really just if teachers are resistant to using YA and that's something that you want to be working with, breaking it down like this, showing things in a way that is very much data driven, this can have an impact. So just looking at the structure of how this is laid out, and sorry about the quality of the scan. It was not my best day for scanning, but that's pretty interesting. And then finally, we've got the introduction to revisioning historical fiction for young readers. And this is also, I want to say 20 teens, maybe. Yeah, 2011. So it is older, but it's also just kind of a look at historical fiction. Sometimes there's a little bit of resistance to it, like with history teachers. So this looks at just the idea of why historical fiction is important. God knows everything I've learned about history, I've learned through historical fiction. So I don't know, it's something that I find very important. So I believe that is it for this week. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. The Canvas email is probably the best way, or SSU email. Anyway, I appreciate the work that you've been doing. I've really been enjoying the stuff that I'm seeing in the discussion boards. Your blogs look great. Your assignments look great. I'm having a lot of fun. So keep up the good work, and I'll see you on the discussion board. This is our penultimate video. Next week's will be the last one. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye.